Good morning and Merry Christmas. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday out there today. Let me get the mic plugged in. Don't know if that really makes that much of a difference. There we go. But Merry Christmas once again. Hope everybody's doing good out there. I'm going to title this one a flea market find video, even though I never did go to any flea markets. I did go to a few retail stores, a bookstore, and a card shop, so I can't make it be a retail slash LCS slash whatever finds. Flea market just kind of encompasses it just because it is what it is. So we're just going to start off here with a retail find. Even though I got the set, this one seemed to be a harder one to find. I picked this up at, I want to say, Walmart or Target, because I didn't go to any Meijer the other day. But Mark Petty, like I said, this one just seems to be one of the harder ones to find. To be honest, outside of Adam Petty and Kyle Petty, all of them have been pretty difficult to find. So went to a card shop that I seen that was open on Sunday, because this is the day I did all this running, because I needed a few supplies, mostly some top loads and another 3-row box. So this place in Plainfield is called Best Card Shop. So I got another sticker just to kind of lay up here for everybody to watch and see. And then they have what's called Best Card Breaks. So there's some of their information. Built by collectors for collectors. So there you see some of their information. They actually have an app, so I'm going to probably download that one. But I found out about this shop. I've known about this shop for a couple years. If you ever see my videos in late May, early June, when I go to the Indy 500 Collectors and Memorabilia Show, I always pass this place, and I've been wanting to go to it, and I just had an opportunity Sunday, so I was like, hey, I'm going to go to this place, because it does look like they have some nice stuff. They're very well organized, very clean. Now, it's very spacey in there, so it looks empty, but the way they have their products displayed is really, really nicely done. Now, again, my LCS is still my favorite Indy Card Exchange. Not going to, disparage them, because I do like the way Andy has it set up at his shop as well. I think this shop being just maybe a little bit newer, still kind of feeling their growing, I don't want to call it growing pains, but getting their space figured out and maximizing it. So I stopped at a half-price books, and I loaded up. I actually went to 3 different half-price books and had some fun. So found this on their clearance rack, July 2003 Formula One, the official F1 magazine. So it's just got, the typical stories and ads and photos and bios and etc., etc., etc. So it'll just be a fun little read someday. It's slightly oversized in terms of magazine size. This next one I thought was really interesting. It comes from, and I found the year on it and I've lost it, but I believe it's from the mid 2000s yet, October 2005. And it's called Vintage Oval Racing. So you've seen like the vintage NASCAR series cars, and you obviously have some sprint cars and IMCA different ones, but it was actually the IMS Hall of Fame Museum Library at one time, this magazine was. So I thought that was super cool. And of course, they have a series that goes there every fall, a historic series or a vintage series. I think that they have one in June now. Their IMS is opening up their gates so often now that it used to just be the 500, then it was the 500 and 400, and now it's like every other month. They seem to have something going on. So from our next one here, and it looks like it's from 2004. I'm sorry, 2024. Okay, that's interesting. Willie Mays, ESPN. So the Say Hey Kid. Again, this one was on their clearance rack at half price books. So it's like, I don't know a lot about Willie Mays, don't know a lot about the Giants, but I thought that for very, very, very low price, I thought that would be a cool ad. And then Half Price Books also has this section of what they call vintage or collectible, which is a lot of older stuff. And I seen one thing caught my eye, and then one thing led to another, so I started going through a lot of magazines that they had. I picked up a bunch of old programs. So this one's from the California 500 in 1980. So this might be the last California 500. I haven't opened it yet because they have it sealed up real nicely. Looks like there might be a hero card in there, and this is probably a starting lineup. So I may open these at some point just to look through them a little bit and see what we got. So we got a handful of these. Got another one from the California 500, September of 71, with Al Unser Jr. there on the front there. I believe that's the Johnny Lightning special. And there you see Al Unser Sr. Pretty sure that well, I'm not sure who that is, but I know that's Parnelli Jones because it's an ad for Parnelli Jones wholesale division, the distributors for the Firestone tires, Parnelli Jones Firestone. So that's super cool. It'd be kind of, they have the actual addresses here, so it'd be fun to just go on Google Maps to see what these places are today. Of course, that's 53, 54 years ago. We have another one from the California 500, this time 1974. Kind of an artist rendering there with those little pace cars always crack me up, those little Datsuns and Nissans and so forth. And let Parnelli Jones put you in the winner's circle again. So again, there's all his different Firestone stores that he owned back in the day. And this one, our last one from a California 500. But it's from the inaugural California 500. So I think that's pretty cool. And again, it looks like there might be, I can't tell if that's just where the cover's offset a little bit, or if that might be a some type of insert or something. But they have an IHOP ad on the back. I think it's funny, the International House of Pancakes, back before it has the current IHOP branding. Then they had an Indy 500 program from 1970. I don't know if I have this one or not, because I've seen a lot of these older ones at different flea markets. I've picked them up. I need to really go through and get them organized, and I'm sorry about the light glare there. But I thought that was super cool. Again, some of these I'm going to have to open up and just kind of look through, because I think those will be fun, interesting reads. So I think this is the last program before we start getting into some hardcover books. From 1985, and this one I really want to look at. The Detroit News Grand Prix, which was held at MIS, 200-mile IndyCar race. There you see Big Al and Little Al on the cover there. But this, I don't think is from Michigan. I'm not sure when that's from. But I want to open this and look inside, because the 1984 Detroit News Grand Prix, and then of course they got the backer there to support it. The 84 race, or 84 version of this race is the crash where, sorry about that, had a mini earthquake here. That's the race in 84 where Derek Daly broke his legs real bad. So and it was shortly around that time that Rick Mears also broke his legs at the crash at San Air in Canada. So be interesting to see what kind of articles they have concerning driver safety, the changes that were made to the cars, making the noses a little bit further, because during that era, the driver's feet actually sat front of the axle. So anytime there was a head-on impact, the driver's feet usually got pretty mangled up. Did pick up a 2003 hardback NASCAR Winston Cup. This is from UMI Publications, I believe. But again, it's just a coffee table book that reviews, and this is what would have been the final season with Winston sponsoring the series before the move to Nextel and the Chase era. But lots of great photography. Of course, Matt Kenseth, the 2003 Cup champion. Ryan Newman was on fire that year, winning 8 races, several poles. Jamie McMurray got the Rookie of the Year. Even though Greg Biffle won a race, McMurray was the more consistent of the two drivers and just had a better season overall. We do have another program here, but it is not a California 500 program. It's a Brickyard 400 program from 2006. I don't think I have this one because I don't recognize this. I love that but the way that they have all the previous winners' names on these little silver bricks, and even this is textured to feel. You have that grouting in there between the bricks. They just done a super job with that. And again, like most programs, it's ads, 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 bios, 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 couple stories here and there. So definitely nice. And I like picking these up because you never know. And it does have the lineup card in there, which is pretty cool. And a ticket stub. So I do like that as well. So I like picking up these programs because you never know what you're going to find inside. I'm sure people just clean out their garages and they're like, I got to get rid of this. So we do have this paperback book. This looks like it's going to be a very, very interesting read. Lost Racetracks, Treasures of Automobile Racing. And I'm looking forward to looking at this. Like there's old Dayton Speedway, and I like this because it gives you maps. So I can get on Google Maps and find out where everything was at. Let me find Indiana here, see what we got going on here. Massachusetts, Kansas. Okay, so there's 16th Street Speedway. And it kind of shows you it was across the street from IMS. This is not the same 16th Street Speedway that they took over where Busch Stadium was. I think there's another one here. Jungle Park Speedway. That was covered on Dale Jr.'s Lost Speedways. It's right off of US or Indiana 47. Fort Wayne Speedway. I do not believe that is the bare field that the ARCA cars ran at in the 80s. That is still, the track still exists right there by the airport, but they shut it down many, many years ago. Got one more book, and then we got a few cards. Sorry this is a long video, but picked up a lot of cool stuff. This really thick hardcover book, Let's Go Racing, The Amazing Story of the American Speed Association. Rex Robbins with Dave Agrabright with forward by DW. So lots of information here about the ASA series. Lots of full color and black and white pictures. So I'm looking forward to sitting down for a few days, reading this book, seeing what they can tell. And ASA used to be based in Pendleton, Indiana, which is literally a 15-minute drive from me. It used to seem like it was a lot further drive, but it's not. Did pick up a few cards at the card shop. I wanted to end with those. Got a card on the wrong side here. So we're going to start off with recently deceased Ricky Henderson, Hall of Famer, legendary player for the A's. PSA 9 for an 84 Donruss. Nice looking card. PSA 8 of Michael Jordan, Athlete of the Century by Upper Deck. Thought that was a pretty iconic looking card. And we have a PSA 10 CJ Stroud 23 Absolute. So they just, again, this card shop, the best card shop as it's called, they have a little bin for what they call value, the encapsulated cards, the value graded bin, I guess is what they called it. And it was, I seen that Ricky Henderson and I was like, I have to have that. So anyway, and then I have a few final cards that they had in one of their bulk bins. So we're going to start with these three on the back side. Just a couple Michael Schumachers here from the Topps Chrome, and then a Max Verstappen that's actually numbered, 285 out of 299, so almost a bookend. So picked those up super cheap in their little bulk, and then they had a secondary bulk one that you could go through. And I picked up a bunch of these from 1983, and I just picked out the ones that I wanted, and strangely enough, all these drivers have like almost direct NASCAR ties. So we'll talk about those as we show you them. Chip Ganassi, obviously he was a car owner for many, many years. Pancho Carter ran for Cup Series Rookie of the Year in 1986. He made his debut in 85. I believe his last start was in 94 or 95 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Chet Phillip also ran for Rookie of the Year in the Cup Series in 1986. And again, this is IndyCar set. So Danny Sullivan has one NASCAR start, the 94 Brickyard 400. Of course, this was when he first came to IndyCar from F1. Doug Hevron, I believe he's got a few cards in the mid-90s Max Series when he drove the 35 Cincinnati Millicron car for Mike Laughlin, but he did try to qualify at Indy in the early 80s there. And he also was a 1984 Cup Series Rookie of the Year contender. Bobby Rahal. Now you're like, what ties does NASCAR does Bobby have? He's got one career cup start in 1984 at the Winston Western 500 for the Wood brothers. Little Al also has one career NASCAR start in the 1993 Daytona 500 for Hendrick. And our final one, Derek Daly. And like, what ties does Derek have? Well, his son Connor races part-time trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. So there you have it. I picked these up. I thought those were pretty cool. Some of those I may get signed. I think because they're that older matte style or more dry cardboard finish, don't have that gloss on them. Be nice to get signed and put in my top loaders and put in my stash of autographs. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Sorry this is a longer video than normal, but that's just had a lot of stuff wanted to show. Had a good time the other day going out and just checking out Half Price Books, checking out the new card shop that I'd never been to, getting some cool things. So like I say, I'm going to title this one as a flea market find, even though I didn't step foot into a single flea market, but that is what it is. So thanks again for watching. Hope you all have a good Christmas. Enjoy time with your family. Go out there and have a nice meal, relax, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thanks for watching.